Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2022 general readings. We are looking at the first half of January 2022, the first half of a brand new year. And this reading, so from the 1st through the 15th, and this reading is for the fire sign of Leo, our lovely lions. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas as we head into a new year. I am recording these in the last couple of days of 2021. Thanks for taking the time to be here and for all that you continue to do in support of this channel with your likes and shares and subscribes and donations and reaching out for personal readings. It's all greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right, so this is for Leo for the first 2 weeks of January 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Leo. It's relevant if you're cross-watching for a Leo. It's a general reading. Of course, it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs for any additional insight they can provide. And if you do find that something does resonate with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can click on the description link below for contact details. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. I'd be delighted to hear from you, and I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. And still popular right now are the 6 and 12-month overviews that I do, which give you a look in all the main areas of life for the next 6 or 12 months, which of course you can order anytime, but a lot of people like to do it as we're headed into a new year, so keep that in mind. Okay, Leo, let's see what the first 2 weeks of the brand new year 2022 have in store for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Okay, Leo, we begin with being at a crossroads, judgment, major arcana card, so a pretty important crossroads. And typically this could potentially be a life path changer. Judgment sometimes represents having a second chance at something. So regardless of what area of your life it's been, it may represent for some of you that you've had the opportunity to choose a different path before. And if you haven't yet, this is an indication that Spirit is giving you an opportunity to perhaps make a different choice than you have before, which of course is kind of an indication that Spirit supports you moving into a different path. And the consequences, the result of the Judgment card, meaning what you choose or choose not to do, which is a choice too, are pretty profound, and they're usually long-lasting, if not permanent. So if you decide to do something that you normally or you haven't done before, it will probably change your life path, at least to some extent. If you choose to stay on the same path or not make any changes at all, then that's probably where you're going to stay for quite a long time. So with Judgment comes Priestess, known as the High Priestess in other decks. This is about connecting to and trusting your intuition, which some people call higher self, gut instinct. It's our connection with the divine, which is where we get kind of those feelings, compulsions, guides. Sometimes they can seem random or coincidental, dreams, not every dream. Dreams are kind of strange sometimes, but if you have dreams that repeat themselves or dreams that have the same kind of theme, paying attention to that, it's really kind of spending less time stressing and talking and more time kind of opening yourself up to that connection with divine to make the right decision here. Because this is about trusting your intuition and your instincts in making a right decision here, because it looks like there's a choice in front of many of you. Next, we have the Ten of Swords, sometimes called the betrayal card or stabbed in the back or feeling betrayed or thrown under the bus, whether it's by a specific person, situation, series of events. But tens in the tarot represent a cycle coming to a close, a cycle ending, coming full circle. So while whatever brought this person to their knees or flat out is coming to an end, new day is dawning, it's time to get up, brush yourself off, and begin to move on. And with the Ten of Swords, we have the Six of Wands, victory, triumph, success after a challenge, after a struggle. It's a major victory as well. This is overcoming something that has been perhaps quite difficult for you, or again, whether it's a specific relationship situation or some other kind of situation in your life. This is about overcoming, and victory is coming along with that. What the Six of Wands rarely ever shows is the path to getting here. A victory means that you had to have something to overcome. You had to fight, to struggle, to go through some kind of challenge in order to have this sense of being victorious and overcoming. Sometimes this is a card of being recognized publicly too, awards, promotions, or just other people seeing and rejoicing with you in your victory. Next to that, we have the Page of Swords. Pages can represent messages, young people. They also represent being at the start of an introductory path of something. And Swords is governed by the element of air, which governs our intellectual landscape, our belief systems, our perspectives, perceptions, because that affects how we see the world and communicate with everything external, right? The Page of Swords is sometimes called the spy of the tarot because pages are students, they're apprentices. They're in the process of gaining knowledge and information. They're not quite to the night stage yet where they take all that knowledge and information and begin to manifest with it. So they're in the process of learning and figuring out how to apply it. So the Page of Swords is literally learning. He's gathering information, knowledge, all of that. With the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, multiple options, opportunities, looking at the possibility and potential of many different things. Some of you could be... This is kind of like looking for something out there. It feels like you have the opportunity here to make a choice to do something different, which that choice in and of itself represents a victory. And then the footwork actually starts, learning, gathering information. For example, if you were looking for a new job after you've been in a toxic one, or one perhaps that just hasn't been good for you, or a relationship, something of that sort. This is kind of learning. It might be like looking for something new. It might be actually just, doing more internal work. Could be counseling, therapy, reading stuff. Because this is about learning about what's really possible for you out there in a situation where you were stuck in for quite some time, perhaps because you thought, I can't get anything better, there isn't anything else out there for me, etc. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy, which represents the general focus and energy for the first half of January, Leo, is the Eight of Coins, working hard at something. It can represent your work, your job, your career, a project of some kind, something that you've been putting in a lot of effort into in the hopes of building up financial material stability or security in some sense. I'm going to pull one more for that, the Eight of Cups. This is leaving, walking away, leaving something behind that ultimately you found unfulfilling or just wasn't for you, or something that has simply run its course. Some of you, the overall energy could be leaving a job, leaving a career path, leaving something behind that you've been working at for quite a long time. The Eight of Coins or Pentacles can represent something that you've been putting a lot of work into in the earth energy area of life, which is what governs the coins and pentacles, which typically references, money, finance, property, assets, job, or just the things in life that make us feel stable and secure. So this is leaving one thing in order to find something that's better for you. Again, many of you, there is an indication it's something money-related, job, work, career, something like that, or something, a project of some kind. It could be something else. It could be a relationship, although it doesn't feel particularly relationship-oriented. For many of you, it's just in that practical earth energy area of life. Leaving, walking away. Some of you may be exploring a new path, looking for new work, looking for a new job, or looking to maybe switch career paths. So let's clarify just a little bit. Let's clarify that Eight of Coins and Eight of Cups is the overall energy. For those of you for whom it's job or career, it may be that what's kept you there is the money, the financial freedom or resources, or freedom of schedule, something like that. The Ten of Cups, happy home, marriage, childbirth, whatever you call your happy home, white picket fence. The Seven of Swords, which is a card of doing things undercover. So this is something you may not be talking about, something you may not be revealing to a lot of people, but it's something that ultimately you feel is better for your Ten of Cups. Again, tens represent a cycle coming full circle of an achievement, and the Ten of Cups represents being at a place where you feel like everything has kind of come together for you, and you feel quite content and fulfilled, right? You're leaving something behind that, while may have been financially rewarding or rewarding in some sense, ultimately isn't fulfilling for you or for whatever your happy home is. It might be, again, a toxic job, career path, something like that, maybe the money was good, but, it took too much time away from your home or your family or just your own personal time, or maybe even didn't pay all that well. But again, you may not, the Seven of Swords indicates you may not be speaking too much about it, because this is somebody who wants to achieve something or acquire something, has an objective, but the way they feel they're best served to acquiring that or achieving that objective is to do things undercover. So it could just be that you're, not telling your current boss that you're looking for another job, or you're just not, even if it's a business or a company of your own, you're exploring doing something different. You just may not be talking about it too much. I'm not going to clarify Judgment because that's just a crossroads. I don't feel like clarifying it. So let's clarify that High Priestess. Although ultimately this combination of Judgment and Priestess is all about using your intuition and your instincts, your kind of divine instincts, to make the best choice, which is going to impact your future one way or the other. So the Priestess is clarified by Judgment again. I think this is a pretty good indication, Leo, that whatever this crossroads is, whatever the choice before you is, it's pretty significant and pretty profound. The Two of Wands, which is, twos represent duality, crossroads, making a choice. This is the Two of Wands, which is governed by the element of fire. So this is action oriented. So which path do I choose? The Four of Swords, a card of temporary rest and withdrawal from some kind of conflict. So you may be taking some time out in the first part of January to kind of rest, recuperate, maybe recover from the holidays, and try to get kind of quiet, because the High Priestess and the Four of Swords are both withdrawal, kind of quiet cards. It's about kind of listening to that inner voice, which is actually your connection with divine, to make the best decision. Or making, some of you, it's not even a question of being in that pre-decision making energy. Some of you, you may already have made this decision and you're beginning to act on it during this time. You're just not talking too much about it. But you already know that it's the best decision for you. Clarify the Ten of Swords. The Knight of Wands, very action-oriented. This is the Knight of Fire. He charges forward. He's very aggressive, very determined. Knights have a mission, a quest, so they're very single-minded and focused on that. And the Eight of Pentacles, again, yeah, I think for many of you, this is going for a new career, a new job, a new project of some kind. But it represents... It represents a victory of some kind, and it doesn't feel like... It feels like the struggle, not that there won't be struggles moving forward, but it feels like the main struggle for you, and therefore the main victory, was in the process of making this decision to move forward on this. It may be that some of you are taking a minute or a time out to do that, but it doesn't feel like you waste too much time moving forward on this. You're determined to bring this cycle to an end. Okay, let's clarify the Page of Swords. Our ultimate student, our gatherer of information and knowledge. The Devil, toxic, negative cycles. Almost always a card that represents unhealthy obsession, addiction, or involvement in something. The Knight of Swords. So the Page of Swords, I really like this clarifying it, because again, there's no time being, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of time being wasted here. Pages represent, individuals who are gathering knowledge and information, and then it quickly matures and evolves into the night energy who takes that knowledge and information and moves outward to begin to manifest things. The Devil card indicates that it's difficult, because it's always difficult to break, an addictive cycle. The Devil card represents addictions or obsessions, and it may be that the source of the thing might not in and of itself be bad, but the Devil card represents an obsession with it, or where the energy poured into it becomes unhealthy, right? But the Devil enslaves and entraps through something tempting. There's an allurement in there, so it's difficult to break. And the Five of Swords is a hard-won victory. It's another card of victory, but it shows how tough it is. This person has just finished winning a victory of some kind. He's gathered up all his opponent's swords, meaning their ability to hurt him, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. He's won. You can see his opponents are on the ground behind him, which means that sometimes it might mean that the victory for some of you separates you from some people out of necessity. This is a card of winning at all costs. Is it worth it? Only you can decide that. But again, it's an appropriate card. You have two victory cards here, but the Devil card in this card represents how difficult it is to break free of this. Maybe it was a work or career path that wasn't good for you, but there was some things in there that you really enjoyed about it, or a relationship, ultimately wasn't healthy, but we got something out of it, right? The Five of Swords represents somebody who's won, but he's tired, worn out, exhausted, he's bleeding, it was a difficult fight. This is learning how to do it, learning how to overcome it, and actually overcoming it, regardless of whether it's a job, work, career path, which I think it is for many of you. It could be relationship, but I'm not picking up too much of that. Let's clarify the Seven of Cups. This is like knowing that you're doing the right thing, even if it's hard, even if it's difficult. It opens up more possibility and potential and options for you. The High Priestess. So we have the High Priestess twice and Judgment twice. Yes, this is going to open up more options and opportunities for you. And major choices almost always do. When one door closes, another door opens. There's that saying, right? It sometimes may sound quite cheesy, but it does. It doesn't mean that when you close one door, everything else closes off. No, it just puts you on a different path that has different choices, different opportunities, just different, right? The Four of Wands, the other happy home card, along with that Ten of Cups. Yeah, again, Leo, this is about knowing that you're doing the right thing, even if it's difficult. There's obviously something in whatever you're leaving, considering leaving, making plans to leave. There's obviously aspects of it that kept you there, things that you got out of it, right? But ultimately, the Devil card represents, and the Eight of Cups represents, that ultimately it wasn't healthy for you for whatever reasons, right? And it's about moving through that process of breaking free from that, which is difficult, but you know that it's the best thing for you. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful reading. Any final messages, guidance, advice for Leo for the first half of January 2022? Can you believe we're in a new year already? Well, we will be in about 2 days. The Star. This is renewal and restoration of hope and faith. This is knowing that as long as you do your part, devote yourself to the path in front of you, it's going to lead to joy and fulfillment, because this is one of the wish fulfillment cards. In the tarot, chronologically, the Star comes after the Tower, after this great big major change, maybe unexpected, maybe planned. Once the smoke clears and you begin to rebuild something different, something new, the Star comes out to light the way, to assure you that you have in fact done the right thing. And the next card's the Eight of Cups. You've done the right thing in leaving. You're doing the right thing in leaving. And for those of you that are still considering it, you're doing the right thing, or you would be doing the right thing. The Ace of Pentacles is the card right after that. So those of you who are looking for a new job or will be looking for a new career path, it's coming. Beautiful, beautiful reading. All right, Leo, those are your messages for the first half of January 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a magnificent reading. Again, if any of this resonates with you enough that you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something for yourself, or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the January mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Have a blessed beginning and start to your new year. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.